Damien follows noble protocol.
Protocol here, way out in the hinterlands.
Ah, a refreshing change.
He grabs you
So,
by both shoulders. You're the spitting image of your uncle,
which one?
the Grand Duke, of course.
Well,
You notice some people like looking over now that the Grand Duke's title has been
Oh,
mentioned.
yeah.
The Grand Duke of Stygia, the one who is currently conquering the second continent for the Empire. You are related to him how? Mark?
apparently he's my uncle.
Through blood or through marriage?
Oh, is he a Van Imp or Krakenstein?
The Grand Duke is a Van Imp, so Lord Piamo Van Imp is your father, which would mean that Lord Piamo is the brother of the Grand Duke.
Okay, so he is my uncle by blood.
Yeah, he would be the eldest of the family. He's telling you look like your uncle when he was young.
Oh, well, he must have been a handsome man then. Whatever happened?
Of course, I was the squire at the time when I met him, or at least, well, when I fought on the same battlefield as him. He is a great man. Bringing
Yes, he
heathens
is.
to their kneels, he says over his shoulder a little bit, kind of aimed at Ashoka a bit, but
He's absolutely 100% used to being called a heathen. That's fine.
Yes.
what brings you to Vaddapol? I would have expected a family such as yours to be very busy in the Imperial capital,
Well,
or to be helping out your uncle in his war.
well, as a second son,
He kind of issues for you to come on over, and he glances at Ashoka as he follows, but he doesn't protest. He goes over to
Ashoka follows, but he leaves a little bit of distance.
Yep. He goes over to a balcony where there's a little bit more privacy. You do feel the eyes of everyone in the room whispering and wondering who the fuck is that boy. And the Count Czargon, as Damien's trying to stammer through his response, I wasn't. He quietly says for a moment, grabbing your arm for a minute, like showing you that what he's about to say is really important. None of us were aware to expect a Van Imp in Vaddapol.
to be quite frank, I am here without, shall I say, the assistance of my family. I have my family's name, of course. I would never throw that away, but I'm to try to make it on my own, with a little bit of help from my uncle von Vogel. He's given me a job with his, to help him with his ludus. I believe you may have seen them in the arena, the Crimson Scale.
Ah,
No?
he thinks for a moment. 5 coasters, right. The 5-wheel coaster.
Yes, that would be. Yes, that's them. Yes.
Okay. You just pieced together that Krakenstein is behind the 5-wheel coaster, or reminded himself, or saw the connection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. We're
Krakenstein and Van Imp. The blood in your veins, boy.
No, yes. It's trying to keep it there, though I do plan on testing myself.
Oh, how so?
No, I'm going to be blooded. Believe me.
A fucking gladiator. You come
The
to the right
women
place.
love them.
Sure they do.
I mean, unless you're a giant frog thing. What is that? Honestly.
They sure do. Even more than soldiers around these parts.
That is a pity.
He smiles a bit of a false smile.
Damien actually does mean that. He does think it's ridiculous that gladiators are more appreciated than soldiers. That being said, he's going to go with what works.
Damien here has been insistent upon entering into some gladiator fights. And we thought it was appropriate for him to introduce himself in the area, especially before it would be made known to the general public.
There are no crimes or punishments levied upon you that I'm aware of.
There are not.
You're doing this of your own volition. You're not being blackmailed by anyone, he says quieter.
Oh, goodness, no. This is what I wish. I'm told that that gladiators are among the finest, most well-honed warriors.
He chuckles at that a little bit. If you want to test your mettle, boy, you should go up north. Fight a horde of crawlland barbarians, or some of the wild men from Tebronia, Nisralant, or even the Vurish.
Well,
Now
between you and me, I don't think my mother's quite ready to see me go to war yet. However, perhaps if I prove myself, she'll be a little more willing to let things go.
You're here to fight in the pits, yet you need your mother's permission.
Oh, no, I'm actually here to do contracts. But what I do in my free time is my own business.
I suppose no one can stop you. I would caution against this line of activity, though. You know, there is a decorum amongst the gladiators to agree upon the rules before the fight. However, to bring down a noble, let alone an imperial, with a name such as yours, would be the zenith, the pinnacle of a gladiator. They would make themselves famous by your death. And accidents often happen in the arena.
A risk I will have to take.
What drives you to this?
I have been training with sword and spell for all of my life. And as much as I could go north, or wish I could, this will be the first step.
And have you been blooded yet? Do you bear a mark?
Not yet. I'm going for evaluation. Ashoka, when am I going for evaluation? Later this week?
Yes.
Yes, apparently Primus and another one of our gladiators are being reevaluated.
The penny pincher. Oh, randomly, yes. Ashoka is not going to interrupt the two nobles discussing, but if we want to logic smack the Count in the face, we could tell him about how a bunch of, like, uber gladiators trained in the pits are actually going to be super good shock troops.
You can see the Count thinking. You know, your two uncles are quite powerful indeed, not the sort of men you want to have as enemies.
No.
I am happy you came here to speak to me on this, Damien.
Ashoka is standing there with, like, this innocent look of, like,
I'm going to have to speak to the Duke about this before you have your first match. Get blooded.
But legally.
Fine.
Fine.
I would ask that you delay this match until I have had a chance to speak to the Duke, and maybe the Duke could speak to you.
Well, I would look forward to speaking with the Duke, now wouldn't I?
The ranking that is scheduled is in private.
He nods.
You're welcome to come see. I assure you, I'm not unskilled.
Excellent. When is it?
On the morrow.
Oh, I apologize for the short notice.
I didn't have anything to do tomorrow anyways, is what he says. Oh, there's
A bunch of people like
dripping sarcasm. He actually goes over to somebody. He bows right away, and he kind of points over his shoulder. I will cancel your appointments then. Reschedule that one. Send them a gift. He gives you two a moment, like you could whisper at each other if you wanted.
Yep.
Well, I didn't know he knew my uncle.
Oh my god. Your uncle's Michael Jackson. Everybody knows your uncle.
One uncle is Vogel, the other one is the Grand Duke.
You've got Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan. Everybody knows one of the two.
No, knows who they are. He actually knows my uncle.
Yeah, he knows. Yes. It might be appropriate for you to have a alternate identity for the arena.
Yes, I was thinking Victor the Vanquisher. Victor the Vicious.
Probably shouldn't include the name Victor. You seem to use it a lot.
But it means winner, and that's what I am.
Perhaps that translated into another language might be more appropriate.
Oh, you want me to use a heathen language? Ew.
No one would be able to figure out it's you if they weren't told.
Ooh, I was going to wear a mask to protect my face anyway, because it's so lovely.
Ashoka has been in the pits, and he's talking about the pits. Ashoka knows where you get that idea from.
Yep, all the leather heads in the pits, yeah.
I would stay away from the human flesh masks, unless that is truly the direction you wish to go.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Master, I have a secret for you. Some of those ravens in the room are smart, and they're watching us. Is that a secret, Master? Did you know that?
I think that will count for today.
Oh, yes, Master. Thank you, Master. You are kind, Master.
Ashoka's going to turn and bow to Denister and Devastrata.
Yeah, Devestra is talking to someone, but Denister did turn to you slightly as you turned to him, and he bowed back. He's got this very Fey look to him, really tight leotards and like almost like a body suit. He's not wearing any weapons. He has this weird crown. He does wander over about halfway between you and the others, and it looks like he's dipping his cup into a little bubbling fountain of of wine.
Ashoka will go to the same wine fountain.
Yep. Mark, you were saying something?
Oh, sorry.
No, he thought he was going to be talking with Ashoka, but Ashoka just left. Oh, really? Am I so uninteresting now? Okay. I'll just stand here and look out the window.
Nem slips off onto the wine table as he's trying to find a good hiding spot. Do I recognize you?
We've had dealings in the past.
Did you deal with him before?
Yeah, we sold him Zor.
Yeah.
I'm about to ask him
right.
how is Zor working out.
That's right.
How is Zor treating you?
Many of the elves were very pleased to have Arcane Artery, a Myrmidok, back in... recovered ancient knowledge and ways of firing a bow. You'd be surprised how many elves died in the Imperial push. How many of our warriors disappeared.
It is important to keep secrets alive.
Yes, not to mention how many elves simply vanished. In the coming rule of the Imperial Wizards.
I've been keeping my eye out for interesting specimens.
Do you have any?
Unfortunately, the best we could do at this point is a half-breed. I'm uncertain whether that satiates your natures.
We have many we have many places that need filling. Foot soldiers, those that can easily integrate themselves into normal society. A half-breed, we would consider it.
Something of a somewhat dark temperament, religious fellow, but well skilled.
Religious fellow. Shall I inquire?
Hexterite.
Oh,
That's the yeah, that's the yeah.
you can keep him.
Yeah, but pass. Expected as much.
Half, you say? Not 3/4?
I would say it's probably half at most.
Not all the old gods are compatible. Hextor, well, they're just simply jealous that the five-faced god beat them to the punch. Speaking of which, my glass is now full.
Ashoka will nod.
He glances over his shoulder towards Damien.
Damien. Ashoka will wave Damien over. This is Denister.
Ah, charmed. He gives you this, like, the limpest man handshake ever.
You're muted.
A pleasure.
Okay. Damien with no house name.
Damien Van Imp.
Ah, Van Imp. He pulls his hand back.
I must say, I'm a fan of your ludus.
The elves are ever graceful. We boast some of the best swordsmen, even after the Imperial conquest.
Having seen the games, I can't disagree.
We were just talking here about how elves have lost the art of archery on this world. Well, trying.
The firearm
anyways.
is... The firearm, being what it is, I think, starting to put that old skill to rest.
Indeed. You sure got us there. He smiles.
It surely did.
Ashoka is watching, like, a conversation between the snake and the little chick, and the little chick is, like, little chirping away, and the snake's just going, yes, yes. Anyways, he's enjoying this conversation.
So, what brings the owners of such a mighty ludus to the little city of Vaddapol?
Well, there were more than one elven kingdom. There was more than one elven kingdom. The western continent comes through Vaddapol. We were simply looking after our own interests here. What about the great imperial family of Van Imp?
Oh, just a young man looking around, seeing the world.
It is yours for the taking.
Well, if I were to follow my uncle, and anything up north is about to be taken, so I have to find. If I'm to find my own way, it's not going to be there.
The Grand Duke is headed up north.
He is up north.
Ah.
Oh, so I've heard.
Interesting. Giving those barbarians what for?
Oh, I understand he's losing terribly.
Now you're pulling my chain.
Yes, I am.
He smiles. He's not amused.
Well, yeah. Here's a good joke about a half-breed. He tells a joke about halflings that he's very fond of.
Okay. Give me a perform comedy check.
He is a bod.
Yeah. I pushed the wrong buttons. What's going on here? There we go. 22. It's pretty funny.
How very special for you.
Yeah, there's a penalty on humor checks when you're going across species.
I'm going to go and join my mistress and make sure that all of her needs are attended to. It was a pleasure meeting you. He doesn't offer you his hand again. He just simply bows to, a pleasure meeting a young scion of House Van Imp. His bow is very formal. He just gives Ashoka a quick nod.
Quick nod back.
He flees from the racist jokes of Damien Van Imp.
I don't get why everyone's so sensitive.
Having ascertained what character Damien is by rolling a really good sense motive, what is Damien's alignment?
It's lawful evil.
Aha! And he thought in the courtly area, talking to an elf, that making fun of halflings was going to go over well. Yeah, Ashoka, you may want to teach Damien a thing or two, or unless he purposefully sent the elf scurrying away.
No, set the elf scurrying away, no, but letting the elf know where to come for actual conversation. I need Damien to get through the door, but you don't really want to talk to Damien. You're my hall pass.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's settled then. The Count comes back over towards Damien. I've sent some runners to inform the magistrate that we're going to have the evaluation celebration here at the castle.
Celebration?
Oh yes, usually these are sporting events where, while private, there are some people who are quite interested in the outcome of your ludus.
Well then, we'll be looking forward to meeting these people.
Sure. Now, if you excuse me, I'd clear my schedule for tomorrow. He
And
smiles
thank
a
you
little bit,
very much for that.
which means I have a busier day today. Enjoy some drink.
My apologies, Count.
Enjoy some
Thank
drink
you.
and some of the food and the view of Castle Vadaska before, I'm sure, getting ready for your big day.
All right.
Well, the Count wanders off to go talk to
I'm
some
gonna
people.
Google something that Foxhire just said. 'Cause I'm curious now.
If you scroll up, there is a link to one of them. It's just different mask designs.
Okay, are there any things that you want to do before...
I would like to kind of stare around like a creepy wizard type who's eventually going to be able to teleport to be like, to build the room is this big by this big with the thing there and over there. This is where the chair is. And
Okay, make a bluff check.
all right. 22.
All right, they don't do anything. People don't want to talk to you. They visibly walk away from Ashoka when he's starting to approach. You're looking weird. You're tracing, like you're walking around the perimeter of the room and looking up at things. Yeah. Eventually, people are starting to leave when the Count's no longer there, and they're kind of like, without actually asking you, the servants are trying to usher you out.
Yeah, and we leave without protest.
What's the scale of this map?
It's not quite to scale, but
So it's from this parapet. You could pretty easily fireball the room.
Give me a second. Divide by 5 would be 30 times... Yeah, it's like 400 feet. It's probably twice. Like, you're probably... Your characters are standing in 10 by 10 foot squares, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
This is higher than that area, though. So the castle will
Yeah.
fire down upon the city.
Is it okay? Anyways, Ashoka's not like the super tactician guy. He's just looking like, oh, I could throw a fireball up in here. Okay, just like, huh.
All right, the next day, the people that you're bringing are Pennywise, the Grand Duke's men, Damien. Is Ashoka going?
Yes.
Are you bringing them?
We'll leave Nem back this time.
Okay.
Are all the ravens still around?
You can't tell from here.
Damn it. We'll bring Nem with me. Bringing Nem. The raven scared
All right. Is there anyone else?
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna go and kick ass. Yeah.
Think we're gonna bring Bull.
Bull?
He's our healer. Or actually, we'll get a bunch of healing extracts from Phineas.
Yeah, there we go.
We'll get a
So
load
prep them.
of like healing from Phineas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you get combat potions from Phineas?
Is that what we should expect?
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't think we need to. They're evaluating gladiators, not the gladiators with what Phineas can give them.
It's up to... It would be a Ahmed question, really. Or a Mark question.
I suggest we don't.
I think Ahmed always wants to do the best he can. I don't think he's ever pulled a punch as Magnus.
Nope. So
It's not his style.
So it's up to... It's Mark making a decision if Phineas gives them... I don't know if Phineas gives a fuck.
You're going for an evaluation, correct? Magnus?
Yeah, I need the stuff. Look good. Awesome, Magnus.
If I give you the stuff to make you look good, then you're going to overperform and you'll be put up against more deadly foes, increasing the chance that you'll die.
Yeah, but we make more money.
Yeah, I want them as the foes, because... Yeah...
Or you could not die.
Yeah,
I'm not some kind of wimp. I'm not going to die, you know.
just try to kill me. Just try.
Do it, come on.
How about I give you a lot of healing and
What about the ones that make my arms longer, or the shield, come on.
No. All these things you will have to accept that you might lose, and it might do your ego some good.
But Magnus, I don't lose.
Well, then don't lose.
Except that one time I fell down after the woman hit me, but that was
Okay.
losing. I won.
Let's be clear. I'm pretty sure they're gonna work you until you lose.
Then they wouldn't run out of guys.
That is the perfect response. Well done.
It's up to I am of the opinion that I think Adam thinks it's best to sort of sandbag a little bit, but
Oh, nonsense.
exactly.
I don't think you can convince him to sandbag.
So the real thing is Phineas able to withstand, Magnus sweat, Or would Phineas attempt maybe to lie and just give him healing, like, or they don't work, or they're just different than what he says they are, or because it's all in Phineas's hands?
No, Phineas won't lie to him, but he's not going to. No, you are being evaluated, not you and my potions. So this is what is happening. Do your best without it.
Okay. So Phineas kind of acts like the voice of reason here.
Somewhat.
Here's some healing for after. And I'm giving that to Ashoka.
Okay. You arrive. You notice that soldiers have cleared some of the courtyard of Castle Vaddapol. There are a bunch of official-looking people, including Ludus owners and officials in the city. You can see Dmitri Vaska nods to you and wanders over to you. Ah, excellent. We've drawn quite a crowd.
Apparently.
I see that you have told the Count about your reevaluation.
It more for the Damien. Introduce Dmitri to Damien.
Yep. Ah,
A pleasure.
a pleasure is all mine to meet a Van Imp. You're certain you want to go through with this, lad?
Oh, quite. I'm a big fan of the games. I can think of no greater honor than participating.
What an inspiration to Imperials and subjects alike. Good for you. Good for you. Magnus, Ashoka, unfortunately the change in venue has meant that certain parties are not able to attend. He actually reaches out and touches Magnus's sword. They are rather upset.
Ashoka is going to... Was there a fat guard? Was there a fat man between the gate and this spot right here? Here, Tubby, 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 Tubby. Here, Tubby, Tubby, Tubby.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go get Tubby.
All right. I like how you're like, is there a fat guard? Sure. Why would I not make there a fat guard? Fat guard. Let's not share the image search for this.
You're gonna get a bunch of like modern stuff.
Yeah, you just put medieval at the end of it.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna get a bunch of like America.
There wasn't a guard, but there was a nobleman that you saw in the market.
Okay. Give me a moment. I have forgotten my good friend.
There's the slaver, and then you actually saw a nobleman, like a guy well dressed, or it could have been just a really rich merchant. I need a noble house.
Noble house name?
Slobbins.
Slobbins, yes.
A vestry.
That's a good one. Like,
Okay, I already wrote down Vermilion.
Oh, Vermilion's also good.
And then I need a good, hearty first name.
Hardy?
Yep.
Kent. Kent.
The K is too hard. You have to soften that. It's Kent. It can't be Kent.
It's Kent.
Oh, I don't know. Should I be offended right now?
That's
too much.
Albagost Vermilion. It'll be a...
Nice to meet you, Al.
All right. I got. There was a noble. He was in the market talking to the merchant, both of which are large men, and I'm apparently sharing something with you. I don't know what.
Let's see what it is. Marty, you're not supposed to be searching that stuff on me while you're streaming.
What window am I sharing?
You're sharing the token tool.
Oh. I only have like 3 of them open. Unshare. All right. Baron. Yeah, some noble. He was talking to the other fat guy. You're like, where did I see fat guys in the last 10 minutes?
I need fat guy.
Okay,
right.
so Ashoka goes running out.
Master,
Maybe
what are
he
you
has
doing,
to-
Master? What?
We're gonna shove it like. Aren't you supposed to concentrate on learning how to shape change? And when I shoved Nem in like the back of my cloak or whatever, like we're sticking him in behind.
You can see Claude is trying to sell the wizard to the nobleman. Oh yes, he can cast third circle spells. Oh, indeed. This guy's a smoker. He's got one of the smoking kind of like a silver handle in which the cigarette goes, and he's.
Sir, might I have a moment of your time?
Oh, is this one of your slaves, Claude? No, this is one of the Ludus owners, Crimson Scale, I believe.
Yes.
Oh yes, Crimson Scale.
We are currently having a ranking match with some of our premier gladiators as well as our primus. And we are having a very, very limited opportunity to view this fight with the Duke himself.
The Duke, you say? I was not aware the Duke was in town.
Fuck, I fucked it up.
Count.
The Count. Apologies, the Count.
Yes, I know the Count. I'm one of his vassals.
Do you wish to attend this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?
Are you saying that I have an invitation from the Count sent by Snake?
Yes. Well, you would be our guest, guest of the Conclave of the Crimson Scale at this event.
To what end?
Our event requires witness. You are a man of upstanding reputation.
He straightens his weird mustache. Plays with his weird mustache. Give me a diplomacy check.
All right.
He's
Come
got
on,
a
fat
lot.
man.
He's got a lot of jewels and finery.
$40.
I was just haggling here for this wizard. The Vermilion family has been out without a wizard in some time. I thought it might be interesting to have a, what do you call them? Venara, I believe is what they're called. Yes, to buy this Venara.
It'll be interesting to know if Sid successfully stole the spellbook. And if he wanted to do it. Yes. The Venara will be here in a few hours.
I would have to pay a talent to step away from this. To reserve the purchase of this fine monkey man. Perhaps if you paid the talent, I'd be willing to take the night off of my important business to come and watch some gladiators sweat all over each other.
Come now, sir. You understand the value here. He's speaking to the cloud.
Oh, yes, I would have to place this fine specimen. A holding fee is in order.
Now, Mark, here's where things get goofy. Do I attempt to use the deceitful spell power
Yes.
to
Do
charm
it.
the
That is
guy
what it's
just
for.
because it's what it's for,
That's what it's
or do I
That's what
spend
it's
the
for.
talent and be like the nerdy Adam? This will just work, and I will use my spell. Marty, I am going to step outside the box and use my power.
Atta boy!
All right, who are you trying to charm, person?
I am going to charm person Claude.
All right. Let's just roll something here. Okay.
Deceitful spell.
There's some obvious things that
It's
I'm
about
rolling.
time they had a feat like that.
All right, he needs to make a will save,
Yes.
or is there a perception check?
There'll be a will save, but there's also a perception check, or a sense motive check, or a spellcraft check.
Okay.
Like they pick one.
He gets a 16 on his save.
Okay, he likes me. It's whether or not the other guy knows that I cast a spell. And the reason why I do it this way is because the other guy might not care that I cast a spell.
I'm gonna roll this one quietly. Okay, he wandered, like, as you turned to talk to Claude, he's actually looking at the monkey. Wouldn't you like to serve a greater family? He's talking down to the monkey. as then you get off the spell. Huh? You see Claude smiles at you.
We have an important engagement. This sale can wait a few moments, yes? You'll hold these specimens for my friend here.
He thinks for a moment. I will do that for you, Ashoka. I have a feeling that you and I are going to do a lot of business together.
Of course.
Go and kill some gladiators.
See? Claude's a friend of mine, Baron.
Oh. You will hold him for me. I like that he's got blue skin and red hair. Very exotic.
This way, Baron. A delightful and unique entertainment awaits your eyes.
Yes. Well, I've never quite owned a gladiator before. You realize that I have no intention of running a ludus, but that monkey, you can get a lot of magic out of him before 5 seasons are up. I think it's a good deal.
There is also the opportunity to sponsor a gladiator. So you can have your name and know that you're part of his development and growth, while all of the day-to-day mundane behaviors are taken
I
care of.
knew there was a reason why you're trying to get me off the streets. You're looking for a handout.
Oh,
That
no.
is all right.
No.
Let us see for a moment if I'm entertained this evening. Maybe we can speak of it further.
Perfect. Oh, this would be perfect! Our sponsor is also the fat guy. Be our meat puppet.
Okay, he just joins and goes, as the first fight is about to begin. Who wants to be placed first? I think they're gonna do the youngest guy.
Okay.
You notice Apprentice Pennywise. Hey kid, show them what you got.
Thank you, sir. I intend to.
I recognize some of your forms. They're a bit old.
Who's the shit talker?
Sir Prentice.
That's Penny.
Oh,
Well, they should be.
Fucking
I was
Prentice.
taught by
Alright.
elves.
They should be. I was taught by elves is an excellent response.
Denister raises an eyebrow at that. They're still lingering around. You do see that there are some ravens, not as many. The Count is there. You notice that there are a couple of the Ludus owners that are there, Lord Nori and Sindara, the Goblin Queen. She, of course, is the one that complained. So she might be here to, like, to make
To
sure.
verify that
to
people
verify.
are actually using
That's
their
right.
power. Yeah.
That's right. There's a closed door. You can't see who the gladiators that they've assembled in kind of like a in kind of like a stable.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I can't see them.
You can't see them.
The,
I can't
the
see them.
murderer of all behind
Right.
the...
Right.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. What the hell is she doing there?
And there is a wizard in black robes that is quietly talking to Dmitri Vaska, and Dimitri's nodding. He gives he actually wanders over to all of you.
This is the guy who's trying to duel? Or is this the conjurer?
I was rather hoping that you would have sent Phineas, unless he's invisible around here somewhere.
Who are you?
I am Isram the Black.
You are the one who wants to reignite wizard dueling in this area.
Well, specifically, I'm going to send magic missiles down Phineas's throat, he says quietly. Once it's legal, of course.
Do you have a line on some ward stones?
Do you even know what you're talking about?
I know
He
enough.
means the stones to make it safe for observers.
A wizard worth his craft has complete mastery of his spells. You watch,
Yes,
and you may learn a thing or two tonight. I will be summoning creatures for some of your gladiators to fight.
Oh, you work in the Conjurium.
It is pronounced conjurium.
Oh, whatever. Gymnasium, Conjurium, whatever. You work with the fake gladiators.
Who might you be, Kerr?
And
Ashoka
David Van
is
Imp.
there like, this is so awesome. Oh my god, there's so many. Ashoka spends all of his time trying not to smile. It's all he does. Just don't smile.
Who might you be, Kerr? Is what he says.
Damien Van Imp.
Oh, that P. Oh, that P. Also, spell crit randomly just popping off in the chat. Yeah, spell crit failure.
Are you suggesting that Kerr be my nom de guerre? Is that your suggestion? Isram the Black, was it?
Yes.
Oh, that is your suggestion. Well, I shall take that suggestion to heart, and quite personally.
It is my name, is what I meant.
Oh, well, you should speak up. Enunciate. I hear it's good for magic.
He's actually thinking. Van Imp.
What's going on? Look at it. It's hilarious. I'm gonna squirm.
Let me refresh your little, and he flicks him in the forehead, memory. You little insect.
Van Krakenstein is what he says.
Ah, there we go.
He just mutters to himself and like head down in his cowl and walks away.
He slaps him in the ass with his sword as he walks by.
Okay, there are other people there. They're kind of gasping at this. Prentice Pennywise is laughing.
Bad wizard, bad.
Dimitri rolls his eyes. Denister has his like a little black glove just sort of politely up at his mouth, trying to hide the smile.
Okay. He's gonna try and do a comedy.
You notice that the Count was talking to Lord Nori. More like Lord Nori was talking at the Count, and the Count was kind of ignoring him.
Got a 23 on my perform comedy. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, there were some chuckles. You embarrassed Isram the Black.
There's no way that embarrassing the cloud-killing wizard...
No, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Could go wrong. We're gonna wake up in a cloud kill. What's that? Oh, it's my con falling out my asshole.
Prior to a fight.
Awesome.
You notice the Count wander over, and he actually goes and talks to the Baron. Count, I wasn't aware that you were invited. Oh yes, this kind gentleman here. Of the Crimson Scale, he's already forgot your name.
Yeah.
Of the Crimson Scale invited me. I might become a sponsor of one of their gladiators. I'm also going to buy a monkey. The Count looks at him like he doesn't respect the Baron.
That's fine.
And just sort of, yes, well, just stay out of the way. doesn't look pissed or disturbed. He just goes and
It's
talks.
just there's random fat guy in my cohort.
No. He talks down. He talks down to someone that he's familiar with and maybe slightly annoyed with. Well, let's get on with it. Yes, this ceremony here will be to ascertain the skill of Damien Van Imp, says the commissioner. We shall see, in this first fight, we actually have a condemned. Of course, with my position, I and as head executioner of Vaddapol, I hereby sentence this man to death.
That's quick to the point, isn't it?
All right.
Not a lot of fanfare for this guy. And fucking die.
Let's see.
Oh, it's so good to be bad. Oh. It's the right kind of bad. It's
What do you
not
mean
like
it's so good to be bad?
Well, it's like the it's the subtle bad. It's not the like evil maniacal wearing faces and murdering children, or it's the subtleness. Subtle.
Okay, there's this very nervous guy. Let's see. Nervous guy in a hood. There we go.
Damien looks at him and is like, oh, I feel bad now. Almost.
That's what you signed up for. Oh my! He looks like one of the villagers from like a Studio Ghibli movie, like Princess Mononoke or something.
What was his crime? Says Count Czargon. He was he raised a hand to a one of the Duke's men. He struck at an officer and he resisted arrest. He then tried to escape several times from captivity, and he is basically a risk.
Sorry about your luck.
The Magister did breathe words of rebel. Is he actually charged with rebellion? No, he is not. A man of high standing, and he is not a landowner. It's because you took my farm, you bastards!
This is a mouthy, this one.
Give him a spear and a sword, or whatever he needs. Some servant goes and dumps a spear and a shield and a sword on the ground. He actually picks up a spear.
Okay.
If I gotta gut one of you blue bloods, then so be
What
it.
did I do to you, honestly? Sorry about your luck.
Fucking Imperium scum. The count kind of goes, oh, okay, I get it now.
Oh yeah, this is why.
He gets a 15 on his initiative. He comes at you with
I
like
get a
really.
16.
He comes at you with clumsy clumsy swipes. You have all of your weapons.
Yeah.
It's not a long
Pops
spear; it's
in.
just a regular spear. Yep.
My guy seems to be off center.
Yeah,
No,
this is
We're
this is
playing
a
in Hex.
map.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome to Hex.
that's why. Okay, I see.
The mind melting, brain fuzzying. We don't even have hex-based tokens. There's overlap all over the place.
Yeah.
How do you even charge?
Okay, he tries to
Hex.
attack a few times. You kind of like hit the end of his spear a couple times with your
Yeah.
sword just to warm up, and
1d20 plus. Alright. Possible critical.
Surrender.
Oh, I did that thing again.
ting.
31.
Critical hit.
So we need the old guy from the Gladiator movies to
Yeah.
go, like, you need to draw out the fights. You need to amp up the crowd. You're just out there killing.
It's
Like,
a reduced critical, but one bleed.
Alright. So this still takes 1d6. Oh, and as a swift action, he put his arcane strike on. D6 plus.
So he made his blade magical.
Hit him.
It's glowing as it comes in. Ah! The guy's eyes go
24
wide.
damage.
Okay, so the dude had 10 hit points and a 10 con. And
Right through the
describe how
heart?
you just run him through. You step in,
Ding, thump.
he kind of sputters at you, and he's got rotten teeth, and there's kind of blood that spills out of his mouth as he then drops dead.
He turns around and starts wiping his blade before the man even falls to his knees.
2 quick wipes as the guy falls backwards. Ah, yes, I do see the efficiency of an elven fighter, says Denister. Some guards go and are dragging him away.
I trust that wasn't it.
No, no, that was not it. Shall I use magic now? Says Isram. No, I think we should try another live opponent. Let me just look at the rankings. So you've proven that you are blooded, I think, right there. To look at the definitions. So here are the tiers and level ranges, just as a reminder.
Legendary.
Yeah, you're apprentice. You've made your
apprentice,
first kill. You've made your first kill. Congratulations. Do you need a moment before facing your next opponent? Dimitri comes over towards you. I haven't had a chance to say hello. I'm the commissioner of games, Dimitri Vaska.
Pleasure.
Super polite to you. He's a nice man. I've arranged all of these fights. I stamp and officiate over many of them, and there isn't much fighting that goes on here without my knowledge. I hope you enjoyed your little
Warm up.
journey beneath the streets the other night. He says really quiet to you as he's shaking your hand.
Ashoka's watching Damien's face change expression.
No, he's not too surprised that someone knew. Well, the middle name is Victor. He slaps him on the shoulder.
He's a cocky one. He wants to fight his next opponent right away. This match is to submission, he says. Let's get on with it then, Lord Nori says. He looks really bored. This is not why I'm here. The queen, this is Sindara complaining. She's pouting that this is not like, who the fuck is this guy?
Why is this some kid?
No, yeah, exactly.
Make your knowledge, nobility, royalty roll, lady.
I'm sorry, my lady. I'm sure my business will be complete shortly.
A young gladiator comes out. He is he's introduced as a blooded gladiator that is not from Vaddapol. He's from the Imperial City, as gladiators do come sometimes to Vaddapol for training.
Okay.
He's got a gladius and a shield. He offers his sword for you to just sort of like touch swords.
He touches swords.
Okay, just the tip.
Child.
Sam.
Let's see. Let's find some. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Give me a Bab check plus wisdom. As you're just trying to like, do you care how good of a fighter he is, or are you?
Of course I do.
Okay.
24.
He's got some fighting skill. You'd probably label him as a warrior.
All right. Damien takes a stance as though he's taking him more seriously.
Okay. He backs away. He salutes to a couple of the people that are here, including the Count and to Dimitri. The Count
Damien does the same.
Okay. The Count just basically tells
Waves
you to
off
start
the
fighting.
formality, just gets up. Yeah.
He's a little bit slow though. the perfect type of opponent for Damien.
It's 26 on the initiative.
10.
Yeah. Wow.
He's wearing equivalent to chain